Hey y'all, welcome back. Hopped Up Beer Review. Today we're trying Commodore Perry IPA from Great Lakes Brewing Company out of Cleveland, Ohio. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and enjoying, hopefully. Be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. And check us out on social media. The links are below in the description. I have today, as every other show, Jay and Andy in the attic. I am Ben, gentlemen, or should I say Commodores, or Seaman. What are we drinking today?
Yeah, shipmates.
Shipmates.
Hey, mates. Today we're having the Commodore Perry IPA out of the Great Lakes Brewing Company in Cleveland, Ohio. A British style IPA, which is a little ironic based on who it's named after and why. So we'll get into that. Let's get cracking, fellas.
Yeah, a British style IPA made in the good old USA.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It is 7.7% ABV,
A little higher.
70 IBUs.
Ooh, Ben, you ain't gonna like this.
Oh, let's give them a shot. Look
We'll
at that mix.
So definitely, I don't know. This may be my favorite can art that I've ever seen. I really, really like this. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, there's a reason behind that. The Great Lakes Brewing Company, founded in 1988 by two brothers in Cleveland, Ohio. The names and the artwork of their beers is kind of tell the stories of the Great Lakes region. And once we start enjoying this, I'll get into the story behind this beer.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Interesting. British style IPA.
Definitely some bitter there.
It's
Unexpected.
and they mentioned had some malt character to bounce it out. So the malts they use is 2-row, base malt, and caramel 30, and three types of hops: Simcoe, Willamette, and Cascade.
Lots of carbonation here with this one.
Well,
yeah,
the Commodore Perry IPA is named after the hero of Lake Erie, Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry. He was part of the U.S. fleet that defeated the British Royal Navy at the Battle of Lake Erie during the War of 1812. So he was born in 1785 in Rhode Island, and he died so he was a midshipman at 14. At 28, he commanded this fleet in Lake Erie, and then he went to some other missions down in the either the South Atlantic or the Southern Caribbean, and then somewhere in the sea he died in 1819 of yellow fever while at sea.
Huh. Wow.
Poor guy. He had a great career. He was well known after that battle, and survived the fever.
Yeah. So well known that obviously his legacy lives on today, and there's now a beer named after him. So
it's ironic. It's a British style IPA.
Right. Exactly. So well, cheers to Commodore Perry and his adventures on the high sea and Lake Erie,
helping us defeat the British 2 times.
There we go.
Also want to give a special shout out to the beer mules who provided us with this Commodore Perry, Kelly and Lizzie. They flew it down with their suitcase after a trip to Cleveland over Memorial Day. So
Nice.
thank you all.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
My
Cheers.
Grove buddies.
Well.
See you in the Grove, y'all.
Let's return the favor at some point.
Well,
What do you think?
we want to review.
We do. Who's going to go first? Nobody's had this one, right? I think we've established that.
Yeah, we
new one
talked
for
about it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Andy.
Nope, I talked enough.
All right. Go ahead, Jay.
I like this. It's it has the bitterness. You know, you can tell it comes across with the IBUs. More I guess I wasn't as familiar with a British style IPA versus the American style, you know, that we live, breathe, that and hazies and the East Coast and West Coast. And it's got a great flavor. It's interesting with the malt balance. I think I'm gonna rate this a 7.5. Excuse me.
7.5 with a sneeze on the end there.
I was about to say,
I don't know if
with a little COVID.
yeah, does that take it up or down? I don't know. All right, I'll hop in. It's definitely the bitter is on the back end. It's heavy bitter, and you know that's not always my favorite part of any IPA or beer. It definitely is interesting with the malt, and I definitely now want to try another British IPA to see if they're similar, you know, because it, like you said, I mean, it's a lot different than the IPAs that we get in with that malt mixed in and trying to balance it out. You know, for me though, anytime there's bitter in there, that's going to be the hardest part for me to get past. So with that, I think it's interesting. Definitely glad to have tried it, and definitely appreciate that we got this brought to us. I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good, and I think it's interesting when you look at that 70 IBUs, how it's not as bitter as you expect because the malt really brought it down. It could have been much worse. You definitely get some bitter, but
Yeah, because we've had some 100 IBUs.
yeah, I can definitely feel that sweetness to it from malt. And I think that's what characterizes a British versus American. You don't get so much malt taste out of an American IPA. So, you know, if you think about your British style IPAs, like Samuel Smith, that's the first one that comes to mind that, you know, we could get around here. And so it's not too far off of something like that, but it definitely, you know, I saw the Cascade hops, and a lot of West Coast IPAs use a Cascade, and I kind of get some of that. You know, it's almost that maybe a little pine resin, not too much, but thankful for the malt because it could have been pretty hoppy. So I'm going to give this an 8.0. I like that, a little sweet and bitter at the same time.
Yeah, I think to kind of maybe add to what you said there, it has that bite of a West Coast, but I think the malt brings it back a little bit, you know, from that. So it's not
back over the pond, huh?
Yeah, it's not quite the bitter and pine that you get from the West Coast.
Yeah,
it comes close.
Well, it's an award-winning beer. It's won a few golds at multiple world beer championships, and it's the Great American Beer Festival. It won bronze in '92. So,
wow,
somebody likes it, Ben.
I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just you know, it's not what I'm going to reach for or necessarily order. We're out somewhere and it's on the menu.
It's one I would love to have on draft. If you could try this fresh,
I think that would be great. Yeah,
I think it would be fantastic.
Well,
So, you know, Cleveland, maybe that's the spot we got to look.
thank you, Cleveland.
yeah, I think we'll have to check with the the corporate office and see what our travel budget is for month. So yeah, we'll do that and get back to you guys. That will give us a 7.3 for the Commodore Perry IPA from Great Lakes Brewing Company out of Cleveland, Ohio. Definitely appreciate you guys checking out this video. I'm going to step over my words there. Try this award-winning beer. Go give it a shot. See what you think. Let us know if you've had it. I'd love to hear your comments. And check us out on social media and interact with us there as well. I'm Ben. Andy's in his attic. Jay is in his seaman shirt, midshipman shirt, naval shirt.
Looks like a naval disaster,
Naval disaster.
Yes.
Come on,
No,
man.
I gotta, you throw in the sea jokes.
Is that a belly button joke or is that a sea joke? Which
It's on the verge of salty,
Okay. All right. Well, I think with that,
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Mates.
Belly button joke.